Hey, man, there, stop that cat. Yes, definitely. Derek Jane, definitely. Woo! Errol Spence is in shape. He got about 25 days until the big one, Undisputed versus Terrence Crawford. Let's talk about it. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Often imitated, never duplicated. Ego Weight Watchers, aka EW, where I give you guys a look into the fighter lifestyle before, after, and progress pics, especially when they have an upcoming fight. Now, save the date. July 29th, PBC is on fire. Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford, they on fire, training hard. Now, the montage you've seen at the beginning of this video, those are brand new pictures of man down strat season. Errol Spence, stop that cat. And he's in shape, y'all. He's looking very, very lean. He's always had that muscular frame, and I'm loving it. McDonald's, I'm loving it. Errol Spence looks like he's pulling out all the stops. In a fight like this, this is all I can ask for. I can only ask for the fighters to do their best, train hard, not be on some BS, and that's what it looks like we're getting, and you love to see it from a super fight. Terrence Crawford, he's training hard. He's posting some clips and stuff like that. Errol Spence, been training hard. He's posting his montages and the videos. Now, the thing I like about it for Errol Spence is this is a person who earlier in his career, young 20s, when he was on his way up, he got to a point where he was making some money and kind of let distractions get in the way. He went on podcasts like All the Smoke with Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes, and he talked about it and documented that pre-accident, he was letting his weight balloon up. And these were for important fights. This is like Mikey Garcia and Sean Porter. So those were big fights at the time. One was a unification. One was an undefeated fighter. And Mikey, I see something, Garcia. And at the end of the day, it just goes to show you that where Errol's mindset was at that specific moment of his career, not all the way fully disciplined. He was kind of thriving off of natural ability, talent, you know, getting some work done. But I tell you all the time, especially since I've been doing the Ego Weight Watchers and since I've started the channel, fighters do not want to have a fight camp. In the words of Sugar Free, it's better to keep up so you don't have to catch up, you know? What does that mean? It's always going to be easier to maintain and just punctuate that with a hard camp. That way you can focus in boxing on strategy, tailor your game plan with your coach specifically to your upcoming opponent, because we know no two fighters fight exactly alike. So if you're fighting your Dennis Ugas, you got to deal with his frame. You got to deal with his stance. You got to deal with his style. If you're fighting Terrence Crawford, he's ambidextrous. He's a switch hitter. You got to deal with different variables, different heights, different reaches, different strong suits, different weaknesses. So when you do a fat camp, you're already shooting yourself in the foot, so to speak, because a portion of your camp that should be for game planning and strategizing, you're having to lose these mass amounts of weight, and that's never going to be advisable. And I think I've said this in another video, but it's just like taking care of your car. If you take care of your car, you're going to get the maximum life out of it. Unless you just bought altogether a lemon, well, that's an exception. But if you buy a car brand new off the lot or a used car that's in good condition, low miles, and you take care of it, then that specific car can last a very long time. Things like oil changes, making sure you don't break down on the side of the road because you're not putting any petrol, no gas in the whip. Getting your spark plugs and brake pads changed out. I've dated some girls and they were heavy-handed on their brakes or whatever. And if you were to take a look at their brake pads, they completely had worn their brake pads down to the point where, like, it would be dangerous. If the first sight of rain or something like that, you could hydroplane and you're not taking care of your whip, basically. Your brake pads are, like, all the way raw to the point where if you get brake pads too low, it'll make a metal-on-metal grinding sound. And some people ignore stuff like that. They know their car's making this screeching metal clanking metal screeching sound, and then they won't do nothing about it. So don't want to get too far off, but I want to give you guys an analogy. That's what it's like. Your body is your temple. You only have one of them. You have one life, one body, one temple. Health is wealth. So you got to take care of it. So I'm always going to support and condone the proper behavior from a pugilist. And what Errol Spence has been doing recently, not just this fight, but especially this fight, just based on the significance of the fight, Ego Weight Watchers, I got to commend. And I think I know I'm the best in the business, especially when it comes to, even Andre Ward gave me this compliment years ago. He says, Ego does a great job of humanizing the fighter. And I think that's important. Some people are looking at boxing as like cattle. Like it's almost like going to a restaurant and you act like a waiter or waitress is your servant. They're not your servant. Yeah, they have a job to do. Yeah, they get paid. Yeah, they get tips, etc. But there's no reason to be foul to a waiter as if they're, you know, they're your slave or indentured servant or whatever. You have to respect that. You have to respect the grind, and, you know, they're there to help you out, but don't take advantage of that. And I think I've done an amazing job of humanizing the fighter. Some people look at these fighters as almost like cattle. Like, it doesn't matter if you get knocked out, and then it's on to the next one. You know, they don't look at the blood, sweat, tears, the sacrifice, the discipline, the abstinence, and all these types of things that these fighters go through, injuries, depression. You know, you take too many back-to-back losses, a lot of these fighters end up drinking and getting depressed and stuff. It's a cold game. Boxing is the dirtiest sport. It's a beautiful sport when done right, but there's a lot of politics, and it could be the dirtiest sport. So at the end of the day, one thing I do is humanize the fighter, and there's a lot of people who want to talk about the bad. When we don't get the fights that we want, they'll be the first. They're toxic, they're negative Nancy's, Debbie Downers, and they talk about only the bad stuff. Listen, if there's something bad, I don't duck or dodge no topics in the world of boxing. If there's something bad to talk about, your boy Ego will talk about it. But on the flip side, when there's something good like Errol Spence managing his weight, I'm right there to talk about that as well. Subscribe to the channel. I'm the best in the business, and it's not even close. Shout out to Errol Spence saying in shape, I'm ready for the fight. Introducing Super Thanks. Right here on the official Boxingego YouTube. Super Thanks allows you, the viewers, to show a little bit of extra gratitude, which enables me as a full-time content creator to push out the content you need in the world of boxing. Underneath all the videos, you will see a heart with the $sign in it. You can enter any amount that you find suitable as a super thanks. A brand new interactive and colorful way to get your comments highlighted and noticed by not only myself, but other people on the YouTube platform. Super thanks, a unique and cool way to show and applaud us full-time content creators. Hopefully you guys enjoy the content. Super thanks. The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster. We working.